Hi, I'm Ingemar Hunnings, lead consultant at Hunnings Consultancy. We're a management consultancy that helps law firms, but principally with the business of running their business. Now, we're going to answer the question today of what is a practice-wide risk assessment?
Is a document with the overarching risk of a firm. So it goes into the factors such as clients, jurisdictional risk, delivery channels, etc. And it looks at the overall risk profile of the firm. So this document serves to inform the client to matter risk assessments that are then taken on a client to matter level. So it's very important that this document encapsulates the whole risk that's experienced by the firm. And it's very important that firms also specify average transaction values, typical client bases that they experience. This document should be updated at least annually, but it can be updated more frequently if the firm changes its types of work or its client base drastically. And this really should be distributed amongst the firm because everyone in the firm should have this document accessible and everyone should be aware of the risks associated with the firm.
So it sounds as though it's something that's very much tailored to the practice and the clients and the environment, everything around the firm. It's not a generic document.
It's not a generic document, and we're seeing that when the SRA visits firms and sees their firm-wide risk assessments, they're really looking for a certain level of detail. They want to see percentages of client types, they want to see percentages of types of work and typical ranges of values of, for instance, conveyancing transactions.
And I've heard this called a practice-wide risk assessment. As far as I'm aware, that's the same thing. And it sounds from what you're saying as though the management, once they completed their firm-wide risk assessment or practice-wide risk assessment, they need to make sure that people are trained up to understand that within the firm when they're deciding about taking work on.
That's correct. Everyone should be fully on board with the risks that have been outlined into the document and how this then relates to clients. Because when they understand what the typical transaction values are, for instance, they know what an out of range value is, and then they know when this is a matter that should be asked for approval by the money laundering reporting officer or whether it's something to discuss in the firm. It's important to note that the SRA has produced a template on the firm-wide risk assessment. It's also produced a template on the proliferation financing risk assessment. These two documents can be separate or they can be combined to create one document, which is the overall firm-wide risk assessment. But firms absolutely must consider sanctions and proliferation financing in their overall risk assessment. That's very important. A lot of firms tend to miss out these 2 points.
So this is the overall situation for the firm so that everyone understands the framework within which they're carrying out their individual risk assessments. So such an important document and actually, when you think about it, a really sensible document because you need to risk assess any job that you're taking on. So this is all about that. So thank you very much, Lana. That's really helpful, really clear. Now, we do help people with the customization and working through the firm-wide risk assessments and making them compliant. The SRA are really hot in looking at these to make sure that they are indeed compliant, and we help with the training as well. So if any of that is something you want help with, then please do contact us. Details will be in the detail of the video, but Ingemar at hunningsconsultancy.co.uk will get you through. So thank you very much.
Thank you.